Morning everyone, welcome to Camp Update, Bushcraft Camp Update number 4. Temperatures bombed out last night, got to about -6 here in southern England, which is pretty cold. We're about sort of middle of February time, and there's still a big frost around. I think we're about -3 at the moment, but it's a beautiful day, really stunning winter's day. There's frost just on the paths outside the woodland, but here in this dense coniferous forest there's not actually that much frost because of the canopy, so which is quite nice. It's it's going to warm up this afternoon with the sun. My plan today is just to run you through quickly kind of what happened in the last camp update. I'll pop a link just here if you want to watch the previous camp update, or the other kind of episodes in the camp update series. But I'm getting really great feedback from you guys, which I really appreciate. I don't claim myself to be a professional whatsoever. I'm just out here in the woods enjoying myself really, and it's just great to have you join me on the adventure. Just as a kind of overall update for you guys, I am in a private woodland. I have got permission to build my shelter here and to have fires and things like that, but it's one of those things where a lot of people have been asking me, they've sort of been inspired and they want to go out there and start making a den and things, and I guess my advice is to ask around. Ask the landowner's permission if you're on private land, and just check all the laws and bylaws and things like that. Hopefully eventually you might find a spot. I'm very fortunate here. There's very little people around. You get the odd dog that comes running across from miles away and you can hear its owner shouting, but other than that I don't actually get too much hassle. Touch wood, plenty of wood around. Plan today is I need to finish. For my previous camp update videos I was talking about a perimeter. I wanted to get kind of a perimeter made of my shelter first, and then I can tinker around with the bits inside. But I've actually done kind of all sorts really. But my plan today is to hopefully finish a bit more of the perimeter. Some of you guys have said in previous videos about doing a like a log store. So what I'm gonna do is actually kind of make a log store, but it's gonna have two uses really, and basically I'm gonna make it as like a little lean-to shelter as well. Just if I have any other people, friends and things come and stay for an overnighter, there's that option there as well. But I'll just give you a quick run through of what I did in the previous camp update video. Okay, so just a quick update then. This is, so what I've got here is just a wall really that I built. That's generally where the wind direction comes from, up there. So I built my biggest wall there. I built a little log bench made of 4 kind of big logs there, which I've staked in. Got another 2 walls here. This is my fire reflector, heat reflector. Again, I can pop links in the descriptions to the video of where I've made these. What I've got done here is just a small, almost like a coffee table really. It's just a little table. So I've staked it in so it's nice and tight. I've shaved that off with an axe, just chipped away at it so that it's a nice flat surface. And that way I can put all my cups and any little bits, that I usually store my cups on here, to be honest. Nice flat surface, level surface, anything that I'm cooking with, frying pan and things like that, I could just sit it on there. So that was what I did in the previous update as well. Over here I have my A-frame, which I made a big change to last time. For those of you that have seen my previous videos, it was more of a kind of vertical, a steep slope. This sideboard I've done is I've extended it out, and if I crouch down you can see I've got like a skeleton, just a bit of a structure there, just to help support that tarp. That's a 4x3 metre tarp. Obviously I've not finished putting the bracken and stuff and the cover on there just to make it a bit more proof, but as you can see it's all supported there, tied quite strong with some cordage. I don't think that we've had 80-mile-an-hour winds coming through this woodland, so it's still up, so I'm hoping the chance of us getting wind like that again are, once every couple of years maybe, but it's up and it's stayed up, which is good. But still more to do to that shelter. But you can see from just having extended it out more this way, there's plenty of room just to sleep in. I will make a bed in there eventually and things like that. I also made, just on the outside of my shelter here, is a Bushcraft chopping log. This log is actually buried in the ground. It's now my axe chopping log. If you want to see a video of me making this and a couple of tips to make them, I'll pop a little box up that you can click on. Really simple to make and actually very, very efficient. And there's one more thing that I've done recently which I'm going to show you now. So this is my Bushcraft soaring horse. What I did is I've actually got I had some old fishing line. If you don't know that I run another YouTube channel with my dad called Totally Awesome Fishing. So I'm a really keen fisherman. Got lots of spare fishing line. I find some on the shoreline, beaches, rocks. You always find loose fishing line everywhere. So I've put it to use and used it as cordage really. Obviously if the situation arises, I could take this fishing line off and use it should the survival situation occur, but I'm not in a survival situation. This is just a bushcraft camp. It's more of an enjoyable, you know, spending time in the outdoors, but I've made use of that cordage, and all I've done is just made kind of a cross section up here of two about 4-foot logs, another two supporting logs down here which I've lashed together with a middle log here, so it's pretty secure actually. And I've actually, where the middle supporting log has gone between the two cross logs, I've actually shaved them off with an axe, just to make it lash a bit easier, rather than have round log to round log, which can be difficult to lash. Obviously it lashes fine, but after a while it might roll on itself and loosen. I've chamfered that edge off so that it's flat, and just used any old bit of string and cordage that I've got, as well as fishing line, just to tie it all together. So now when I've got my bigger logs that I need to saw up for firewood, I've actually got a proper sawing horse that I can use. Now it does slightly wobble to the side like that, so what I've done is, again, 2 pieces of wood. These can just lean up against the side like this, and all they do, again, the edges are chamfered off, so they just help pinch it in place, and that way it doesn't rock as much to the side. So I've got a chopping log and a sawing horse, so I'm pretty well sorted for my firewood. That's just something that I updated recently and will add to the camp. Again, I've checked the height of it, and it can actually go in my shelter, so I can keep it protected in the winter conditions. Well people, there we go. I have finally finished the perimeter of the camp. So I just finished this wall there. There's actually a tiny entrance which is going to be here, and what I meant was, over the weeks where I've been doing this, is I'm going to put, there's a log down here, but eventually I've not got time for the moment, so I need to cook something, but that's going to go across the top of these 2 walls here, and then I'm going to have a lean-to here, so that will all be enclosed in there except for the small entrance around the side. Obviously my shelter still needs finishing and things like that, but I have to admit it's starting to come along. Got my sawing horse down there in the corner. You can see I've got my Crusader cook set over there on my little table that I've made, bags over on the log. Still lots of stuff to do to the camp, but I just come every now and then, you know, when I get the chance, and try and update it, you know, where possible. But just so you know, this is the entrance just down here. This will all be enclosed up there, and this will be where you can come in, and I'll maybe make a little gate or some sort of step over thing just to get in there, but it's coming along nicely. It's almost finished. There's still quite a bit to do, but like I say, I'll just come back when I can, and hopefully one day it will be finished, and I'll camp out in it and get a little fire pit going and everything like that. Oh, well, I've had my lunch using the old firebox again, and that's probably it for today's Bushcraft Camp update. I just wanted to get that last kind of perimeter wall done. Next time I come here, I'll be focusing on the second shelter, which is also pretty much going to be a log store as well, which is going to go in between those 2 walls that I've got lined up. I've made sure they were level when I lined them up, driven all the stakes in, put a bit of paracord around them for the moment, as I didn't have any other cordage around. So yeah, hopefully they will hold, and I've got a good idea of the lean-to that I want to build to, just a really simple lean-to which I'll lash to the walls, both walls itself. I may put a tarp over it at some point, but for the moment it's just me staying at the camp, you know, when I do stay over, so I'm not really too fussed about a tarp just yet. I might just get just a couple of sticks and fill them up with that. I'm pleased with the progress so far of how the camp's coming on. There's quite a bit still to do that I want to do. I want to obviously build a bed for the shelter, a raised bed. I'd like to get a fire pit going as well, a proper fire pit, so you know, each time I can come back I can just have my fire in the same area rather than kind of moving around the camp itself. Obviously I want to finish that third shelter and potentially have a little doorway, like a gate sort of thing, or just a step over gate for the entrance, and potentially some kind of shelter above my head, maybe just a tarp or something for when I'm out in the middle of the camp here, because it is obviously quite open. The only bit that I can get away from the rain at the moment is in my shelter itself. So hope you've enjoyed the video, just a sort of short one, not much kind of going on in this video, but hopefully those of you that are new, that have come along and joined me on the Bushcraft camp journey, I hope you've enjoyed the camp that I've got built so far. Please check out some of the other camp update videos, and check out my Bushcraft playlist on the Totally Awesome Outdoors YouTube channel. I just want to say thanks to everyone for subscribing. Please leave a comment, give me some feedback. A lot of you have followed me from the kind of first camp update videos, so it'd be great to hear some of your feedback on how it's developed over the past couple of months really. Thanks for watching, guys.